Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, I really wanted to share some of my overall thoughts and opinions here about the overall Season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. As a whole, many people believe that this overall show has its highs and lows, and I am honestly one of those people. It definitely has its highs and it has its lows. However, overall, from my thoughts and opinions, it was definitely up there on par with The Mandalorian Season 1 for sure. Probably two of my biggest problems with this overall show is that it kind of relied a lot on different cameos. Maybe it was Ahsoka Tano, Luke Skywalker, Grogu, or even the Mandalorian himself showing up. And because of that, it didn't necessarily get to properly focus on Boba Fett and his character, because this show is, at the end of the day, about him, hence the name, The Book of Boba Fett, so you'd expect to see a little bit more of Boba Fett in the show. And probably my other second biggest problem that I just have been thinking about, I feel like ever since the dropping of the finale and all that, the finale had came out, of course, is not only the fact, but the way that they reunited Grogu with Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. It just doesn't really sit right with me, and I'm trying to kind of digest it still, and trying to like it as much as I possibly can, but it's just one of those things. I just feel like it's way too rushed and it's out of place. It doesn't belong in this show. They definitely 110% should have, could have just held off and waited for Mando Season 3 to properly have this reunion between these two fan favorite characters. It's honestly my biggest problem with this overall show. Other than that, I loved everything about this overall show, except of course, as I had mentioned, the overall aspect of it relying a little bit too much on different cameos such as Ahsoka Tano or Luke Skywalker appearing. However, of course, don't get me wrong, I've mentioned it before in previous videos, I absolutely love, and I'm such a sucker for different cameos, of course, in Star Wars. But the way that they implemented it into this show is that it just didn't necessarily belong, and it didn't really feel right, because the way that they did it wasn't including and involving around Boba Fett. However, a very big key thing that we need to remember at the end of the day is that this whole overall show, The Book of Boba Fett, is connected to a larger, broader spectrum of things, not necessarily being the Star Wars franchise, but the overall quote-unquote Mandalorian universe, or the Filoniverse. And when this show was initially announced and started getting marketing and stuff like that from Lucasfilm, it was described as a continuation of the Mandalorian universe from themselves. However, that's just kind of where my second problem with this overall show kind of relies with, is the way that they kind of reunited Grogu and Din Djarin, as I had mentioned before, and the aspect of bringing Luke Skywalker into it and kind of making it almost like a no kind of big deal type of thing. It's just kind of like another day here in the Star Wars universe, which it definitely is, but it didn't feel as special as it would have maybe at the end of the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. Sure, definitely they made it feel special, and it was absolutely amazing, and I'm such a sucker for the way that they were able to pull off another great deep fake of Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, of course, again. But then there was just so much with it kind of going on, which is just kind of still, and even in that sense, this is from like episode 6, and it's been a good 2 weeks now at this point in time. I'm still trying to digest episode 6 and everything that we got with that overall episode, because it was just so dang amazing. But the way that they kind of just threw in Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano and Grogu and, you know, Luke's Jedi Academy and all that different stuff going on in that overall episode, like it was no big deal, and also the fact that it had no inclusion or relevance with Boba Fett itself, just kind of doesn't really sit right with me, and is honestly my biggest problem with this overall show. And to be completely honest and fair with you guys, at the end of the day, that's really not that big or bad of a problem. The only thing that I think Lucasfilm honestly could work a little bit more on here, or Disney for that matter, is the way that they kind of market the overall show. Some people have offered an idea or suggested an idea of maybe this show should have been called The Mandalorian to begin with, but maybe it should have been called The Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, or something like that, kind of in there with the overall title of this overall show, kind of connecting towards the Mandalorian universe just a little bit better. So essentially it would kind of look like this. Other than that, I'm totally hoping for a season 2 of this overall show, of course, and to see the continuation of Boba Fett as a character and what he does in the spectrum of things of not only the Star Wars franchise, but also in the spectrum of things of the Mandalorian universe as well. Of course, I want to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. What are your kind of final thoughts here on the overall season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett? I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help with the channel, and check out on Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more Star Wars related content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.